Eventually, Joe, although still involved in the festival to this day, would reduce his involvement in organising the event. With inspiration by their side, Louise and Vince triumphed with their task of building an annual event, with some help of course. Bringing a priceless contribution was Darren Graham, director at AD Profile Design Works, a company that has donated artwork year after year for the festival. He illuminated the brand of Congleton Jazz and Blues Festival with a bolt of lightning and a lick of paint, transforming it with logos, flyers, shirts, and most importantly, posters, which have become somewhat collectible merchandise.
My name's Darren. I run a company called AD Profile, a graphic design company, and I supply the graphics for Jazz and Blues and Unplugged Congleton.
This is the front page of the 2011 programme. So gone from a sheet that year, that was 2011. 2012 we went to booklet format, and Louise designed the booklet format.
In the early days I used to put together the programme, which you can tell.
I thought it looked brilliant. And I heard about these hours and hours of putting it together, but it's like gracefully artistic.
I'd make lots of little mock-up books out of paper and have them littered all across the desk. Like really a fish out of water trying to put that programme together.
And in 2019, here we are, 9 years after Louise and I were involved, the 10th anniversary, a 40-page booklet.
In 2014 I was introduced, and initially it was just to design a t-shirt, and then we developed the brand the following year. So the bear on the drums, which was part of the graphics that the Jazz and Blues guys wanted to keep, it was recognisable as the Jazz and Blues icon, and the bear was there with the link to the town.
So Congleton is known as Beartown. It goes back to the 1600s. Not the nicest story, but obviously that was the 1600s, and there was a lot of bear baiting and things that went on. Just before the Wakes, which was the name for like the kind of carnival type of time, the Congleton bear died, and the town were devastated. So they used the money that was in the town treasure trove to buy a new Bible, to buy a bear.
But obviously it's not a very politically correct story behind the bear, so obviously you've got to use it in a bit of humour. So it went from being the drummer to playing various instruments, carrying a guitar around town, and it's always appeared in some form in all of the posters and all of the artwork, and even on the new one. Since we developed the brand, it's really kicked the festival up a gear as well, because it now has this new presence, a visual presence as well as the audio presence. There are a few British artists which are quite well known in those circles, like Tom Purvis and Frank Newbold. When you see some of their work, you'll find that the style's very recognisable. It's a very simple graphical style. And I just took it as an influence, really. And from the first design, which was the viaduct in Congleton, the Dane Valley in Congleton, which is a very well-known landmark in Congleton. It went from there, really. Over the years, Congleton is a fairly small town, so there's only so many landmarks you can pick, and we slowly started to run out of memorable landmarks, which is why the design changed in 2019.
Strangely enough, when we did our town hall poster, which was I think 2016, amazingly coincided with 150 years of the town hall. I think it was the town hall. So an amazing coincidence that Darren chose that as the poster design.
Decided to make something a bit more vibrant, completely different. Maybe bring a little bit of extra character in there. Something a bit more in keeping with the Jazz and Blues Festival.
green and purple. That's definitely Louise Wren. It's kind of contrasting colour. Challenging to look at sometimes, but definitely gets attention.
Because the original colours were like lime green and purple. When we did the rebrand, we just picked a couple of really nice complementing colours, and orange and blue just really worked.
He's the guy that chooses the colours. I just leave it with him to do whatever. Darren is doing this as a favour, no charge. He does all the artwork. He even pays for the production of some of the artwork that we use. That is incredibly valuable to us.
All the pictures are so well put together and vibrant. That's one of the things that was really missing from the first year, is that identity. I think the programs were actually on photocopy bits of paper. I might be wrong. But the way how professional it all looks now is fantastic, really fantastic.
Well, the main brand update happened in 2015. That was when we did the full rebrand. And that's where it started, really. The Unplugged is normally in March. Just after that, we start trying to come up with some ideas for the new artwork. Things start to go to print within a month or so of the Jazz and Blues Festival.